Hey there! What if I told you that the secret to thriving in life lies not just within you, but in the connections that you nurture? I'm Dr. Ember, and today on Tips for a Magical Life, we're diving deep into the secret to thriving in your life, cultivating your support system. Now, if you wish to know more about me, check out my bio in the description. You see, these self help tips found in this video podcast help you have a more magical life. Thanks for tuning in today. Make sure you like this and subscribe if you do find value in today's episode. Now, we're going to dive right in after the intro. This is going to be fantastic. Stay tuned. Supportive relationships can transform your reality. Whether it's a family, friend, or mentor, these connections are essential for our growth and happiness as humans. If you're ready to unlock the power of your support system and discover how it can lead you to a more magical life, grab a pen and paper and take some notes. Once again, make sure that you like and subscribe for more self-help tips. And don't forget, if you find value in today's episode, please share it out so others can get this information too. Now let's get started. You see, having relationships and making friends is part of life. Everyone does it. Having said that, though, some of us are better doing at it than others. If you found yourself having a hard time making supportive friends, it's time to take a deeper look into yourself and figure out why. After all, the biggest part of our lives is spent with our friends and family, and these relationships are what make us who we are. So, first tip we're going to look at here today is be a friend to have a friend. Building supportive relationships does take a lot of time, and it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of work. If you expect people to be supportive of you when you need it, then it's very important for you to do the same for them. The golden rule is a very good rule to follow when it comes to friendships and supportive relationships of any type. Now, the next tip we're going to go over here is be who you are from day one. Okay, this is super important. Let your authentic self shine from day one, because differences are the spice of life. So never try to be someone you're not, just to have certain friends or to attract a certain person into your life. The fact is, people rarely change, and you can't keep it up. The more you trust others to be themselves, the more they'll trust you to do the same. Now, that brings me to my next point here. Respect others for who they are. All right? By contrast, it's imperative to be very accepting of other people's differences also. It doesn't mean you have to accept illegal behavior or abusive behavior, but you should be willing to accept some minor moral differences or things that are superficial in their differences, like skin color or whether or not they chose to get a tattoo. Okay? Let them be their authentic authentic self and you be your authentic self, and respect will be shown between the two people, hopefully. Now, avoid taking responsibility for others. The only person you can take care of is you. The only person you can change the life for is you. Okay? Now, when you're cultivating your own support system, hopefully you know yourself well enough to know what kind of a person you need in your life. I prefer someone that's honest. I prefer someone that has their own source of money. They don't have to make as much as I do. They could make more, they could make less, but they have their own source of money. I prefer someone that is rather intelligent and can hold a conversation. I prefer someone that sticks to the truth because facts matter. I prefer someone who is supportive instead of demeaning. Now, I'm taking care of me. I'm taking responsibility for me. Okay? And I know that fine line between support and enabling behavior. Guys, look it up if you are not sure. The problem is we have a lot of codependent and narcissistic relationships out there nowadays. And I do have a degree in anthropology, which is why I'm saying this. When a friend or a lover or a family member has to suffer the consequences of their erroneous actions, you do not have to take any type of responsibility unless your actions are to be supportive. You can be supportive even when visiting someone in jail, guys, okay? Yes, they screwed up. It doesn't mean you have to cut them off. You look out for you, though, and do what is right for you. First and foremost, because that's part of self-care and self-respect, is that you take care of yourself first so you can show that and mimic it to others. Now, if you believe in your friends to be better, they will. Okay? Sometimes part of being a supportive person and a good friend and a good family member is to want more for them than they do. If, for example, one of your friends is in an abusive relationship, don't stand by and support that. Do demand they get help and get out of that situation. Support them. Don't criticize them. You also need to learn how to listen effectively. We were given 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We should all seek to listen twice as much as we talk. But there is a difference between just sitting there silently as opposed to truly listening. Try repeating back to people what you think they said in your own words until you get it right. Now, a true friendship, a true relationship, a true supportive relationship here is going to be 100% and 100%. No one is keeping score in this type of a real relationship that offers support at all times. That's why it's 100 to 100 ratio, okay? Instead of the 50 to 50. If you're focused on providing 100% of yourself, you will not be focused on resentments and misunderstandings. And if you spend real time and connect with your family, with your friends, with your mentors, and you foster a relationship that is real with someone, and when you spend that time with them that counts, you create memories. Now, memories are created by having fun, by being supportive of someone, by having supportive of you. I like to say memories are made with good food, good fun, and good conversation. But I've had memories made where I just needed someone to listen. And it helped out so much. You see, most people don't need that much time. Sometimes it's just 10 to 15 minutes on the phone. Other times it's meeting for coffee. Another time it might be bringing the double chocolate chip ice cream in the movie Terms of Endearment with a box of tissues. You never know. Now, you're going to want to learn to accept criticism and also to give it constructively. A true supportive relationship isn't always completely positive, okay? Unfortunately, we would like it to be. Sometimes friends, sometimes family, sometimes mentors need someone to be willing to call them on their BS in a positive and supportive manner, in a loving and tolerant manner. Okay, you can understand that this is them and this may not be exactly what you want to see happen. And maybe they don't realize how they're coming across to you. But if you come across to them in a supportive way, you can let each other know that something isn't right here. You can communicate honestly and they can listen correctly. And truly supportive people can do that for each other, and they allow it to be done for them as well. You also need to ask for what you need. You see, some relationships can seem pretty one sided at times. People are not mind readers. You cannot assume they know what you want and what you need. But on the same side of that, you have to know what you want. You have to know what you need. And you have to be able to ask for it. Okay? This is why it's important to learn how to draw boundaries when you ask for what you need and to put it in a loving and supportive, tolerant way. If you ask people for what you need and they don't, can't, or won't provide it, it might be a good time to just move on. Turn it over to the universe, turn it over to your higher power. It will come. Just have faith. You see, developing a real support system requires a lot of work, but it will pay off when you truly need the support. By setting the standard of what you expect in a relationship from the start, you will be a good example to your friends and family of the type of support network that you need. Until next time, my friends, thanks for watching. Love and light, peace and progress. I'm out.